Welcome back. The news in details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met on Monday the Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud in Cairo. The meeting discussed means of enhancing bilateral relations and joint cooperation in various domains. The two leaders also exchanged views over several regional and international issues of mutual concern.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud discussed in a meeting in Cairo on Monday a host of bilateral and regional issues, at the top of which are the latest developments regarding the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam Gerd and ways to enforce security and stability in the region, especially in the Red Sea. In a press conference following the talks, Sisi said that they discussed during the talks the developments in the Gerd issue. The two leaders shared views on the danger of the unilateral policies when it comes to implementing projects on international rivers, as well as the imperative of adhering to the principle of cooperation and prior consultation. Sisi's statements reflected Egypt's rejection to Ethiopia's unilateral policies when it comes to the filling of Gerd's reservoir. For his part, President Mahmoud said that he and the Sisi agreed on the necessity of having a legally binding agreement for the filling and operations policies of the dam. Sisi also said that he and Mahmoud agreed to work together to enforce security and stability in the region, especially in the Red Sea, adding that Egypt reiterated its full support for Somalia's efforts in achieving security and stability, as well as eliminating terrorism in the country. Sisi said that he and his Somali counterpart discussed ways of boosting bilateral relations, especially economic cooperation, and they reviewed the progress in cooperation projects. President Sisi also announced that the Central Bank of Somalia, CBS, has approved Egypt's Bank Masr opening a branch in Somalia. Sisi added that he and Mahmoud agreed to boost economic cooperation. President Sisi received his Somali counterpart at the Presidential Palace in Heliopolis after his arrival to Cairo. This is Mahmoud's first visit to Cairo after the start of his new term as the President of Somalia in May 2022. Earlier this year, Cairo hosted a retreat on the post-2021 arrangements in Somalia with participation from the federal government of Somalia, the African Union, the United Nations, and several international partners.
Minister of Defense and Military Production Mohammed Zeki approved the acceptance of new batches for the Egyptian Military Academy, which include colleges of the military, navy, and air defense forces. The new students also include graduates of public and private universities and institutes. Director of the Military Academy, General Ashraf Selim Zahir, announced in a press conference the criteria and dates of acceptance for the new students from all categories for the academic year 2022-23. He also stressed the armed forces' keenness on developing the scientific military qualification system in accordance with the latest educational systems in advanced countries. Within the framework of its strategy, the Interior Ministry continued its efforts to combat any types of illegal actions all over the country. The ministry continued its campaigns to follow up and control prices of strategic commodities. The ministry arrested a number of traders who used to hide strategic commodities, including food and petroleum products, to sell them in the black markets. In the field of hiding commodities, the ministry found 765 tons of subsidized commodities and about 38 tons of wheat, as well as more than 169 tons of food and non-food products which were sold overpriced. The ministry also resumed its efforts to regulate traffic movement in the main streets to prevent traffic jams, particularly in rush hours. Earlier, it also intensified the security presence at the taxi stops and fuel stations in all governorates, following the increase in fuel prices. This comes to prevent the exaggeration of passenger tariffs or monopoly of fuel product prices. Welcome back. Egypt's stock market indices fluctuated in the trading session on Monday amid selling and purchasing operations by investors in both directions. The benchmark EGX 30 index slid by 0.42%. The EGX 70 index for small and medium businesses gained 0.5%, and the broader EGX 100 index also went up 0.3%. The market capitalization lost £1.8 billion to close at £622.3 billion, amid transactions of about £2 billion.